My name's Eddie Smith. I'm a money and benefits advisor for Clanmil Housing. It's my job to sort of like help tenants who have money difficulties. So it could be maximise their income, applying for benefits, giving advice about sort of financial capability, applying for community care grants and benevolent funds, implementing sort of Clanmil's financial inclusion strategy.
Tell me a little bit about the Savvy Saver scheme.
Yeah, it's a saving scheme that we've set up with the local credit unions. Although it's the title says saving scheme, it's really a sort of a scheme to help people access affordable credit. Clanmil and other housing associations, we have like a strong interest in helping our clients get access to affordable credit and avoid sort of like using high cost credit like the likes of Provident and longer and payday loans. So we've looked at a way of sort of nudge economics of pushing people towards signing up to a savings scheme. So we've got some funding from Danske Bank, and we're using that to encourage people to start saving. So when they join their local credit union, we normally we match the application fees, which is normally about £5, and the membership fee. And if they manage to save £5 a week for 13 weeks, then we top it up with an extra £20. Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about some of the people you've helped?
Yeah, we've had, it's been in service now for about a year and a half, so we've helped just over about 120 people with the service so far. They've ranged from quite diverse sort of group of people. We get a lot of people who've been referred by the housing officers. Not everyone is in rent arrears, but a good proportion of them are. Some examples are, we've had one gentleman who was struggling with his rent arrears, and he was contacted me by the housing officer to make contact. He was struggling, he'd had a few mental health problems, and he'd taken time off work and he was on statutory sick pay. So we looked at sort of like maximising income. After chatting to him, we realised he had a few debts, so we spoke about ways of dealing with that. We also looked at what industry he worked in. It turns out he was a gardener. So I contacted a charity called Perennial. They help people in the horticultural industry. And after making the referral, they contacted him, they spoke to him, they got him help with sort of mental health help, and they also helped clear his arrears. They paid £768 off his arrears. They did other things like paying his car insurance so he could get back into work. They spoke to his employer, helped the employer sort of come to terms with it and put him on the employer on side. And it was quite satisfying. After about sort of 3 months, he came back and really thanked me and said, "Thanks very much, you've helped me get back into work and sustain the tenancy and kept him in his home."
So what are you most proud of in your work?
I'm quite happy with the things that we've set up. We set up to help tenants. We've looked at different sort of schemes. We've got a scheme running with Housing Rights at the moment to promote sort of to sustain people in those tenancies. So it's like a money advice project. It's with early days yet, but we've had a good success with that. People signing up to it. They go and get it's like financial capability advice over 3 sessions, and that seems to be working well. Some people have stopped smoking from it. Other people have started. People who've never paid maybe 8 weeks of rent in a row have started paying. So that's been good. It's quite satisfying when you speak to somebody who is in debt and they've had sort of financial worries, and then you see when you give them the advice and you say, well, the worst case scenario is you're not going to go to jail, or you're not going to lose your home, we can work around this. And when you see that sort of weight lifting from their shoulders, it's very sort of satisfying.
What would your message be to tenants who have money issues?
Get in contact, go and get advice. There's lots of free independent advice there. I mean, obviously, it'd be a good idea to contact your housing association or your landlord to let them know what's happening. But if you don't feel happy with doing that, at least get in contact with one of the other free independents, someone like Debt Action NI, Citizens Advice, Step Change, Housing Rights Service. They're all there to help you and will give you support. When you get into debt advice, most debt advisors, they've heard it all before. They're very, part of the thing is to be non-judgmental. So, we're there to help you. We can put a plan in place. I've never really seen anyone who hasn't had something we can do to help them, some sort of advice. So to get in contact, and the earlier you do that, the more chance we have of solving the debt problem, so with the least stress. And I guarantee you probably feel better after getting the advice.